everyone.
Hey.
Welcome back to Fingers Crossed.
Yup.
Okay. Oh, do I have any updates though? Not really.
Okay.
Do I have any updates?
I don't know you're alive. I don't know you. Who are you?
Get out of the house.
Exactly. We went and saw Hot Department the other day.
We did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Shout out Patrick and Honor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was my first time seeing them. I know this wasn't yours. I think you've seen them before.
No, yeah.
So you were well aware of what was to come.
Yes, I was. I mean, you never know what is to come. with them at all.
No, but you have an idea of a direction that it could possibly.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, anyway, but what I wanted to mention was at the end, in the last sketch, Honor takes off her clothes.
She
essentially.
did. She did. She wasn't fully undressed, but there were cutouts within, and so you could see
Strategic cutouts.
in
the front and back.
Yes, so you
Yeah.
could see a lot. Not everything, but a lot.
You could see everything.
You could imagine.
Basically everything.
You can imagine the rest.
Anyway, I was just like thinking, like at the time, like you kind of, because like nudity is so rare in our society. Seeing bodies in front of you is so rare, particularly in Australia. I think in the West, like it's so normal overseas to see.
I guess
people.
also whenever you think of nudity, it's usually in a very sexual manner.
I guess so.
You know, it's not necessarily a performance as such. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. As in like in corn.
Yes.
I don't know. It's so amazing to see.
Refreshing?
It's so refreshing. Yeah, I guess like I have an artistic perspective.
Yep.
I think like I was thinking about this a lot actually this
Okay.
week. So firstly, I grew up watching a lot of European cinema.
Yep.
So I think like bodies in that context are an artistic decision.
Yes.
So like then apart from that, my family's European, and I think the majority of Europe is quite liberal about people being seen, like about bodies, like it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I also watched a bit of European cinema,
I'm sure you did.
usually on SBS.
Yeah,
Like,
SBS. Shout out SBS.
Yeah, love SBS.
Yeah.
Like if you ever want to get some really niche movies and stuff, SBS is the way.
For sure. It's rare to see like the human form.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah, the human form.
Without clothes.
Without clothes, yeah, in a context outside of a sexual one.
Yes.
Reminded me like what a privilege it is to see the human body. Like I just think bodies in general are so beautiful and spectacular and special. And to witness another person, especially Honor, like just standing in front of like a group of like 50 to 100 people, audience members, and just like performing and just being relaxed whilst being exposed is like such an out of body experience.
Yeah.
Like it's so, I don't know, it's like it's hard not to feel like a sense of reverence in that context. Like I was just kind of sitting there like wow, just wow.
I'm just sort of thinking like the only times people would see a body, again I can't say the word, but a body would be like you're saying from corn, or if it was their partner. So you just never really see another human's.
You just don't see people without
really
clothes.
Yeah, and it's like you're sort of saying, it's always the sort of the more corn-like manner.
Yeah, and that's such a specific context.
Yes.
As well, and like the bodies are modified.
Yes, and it's always like it in that way. You always sort of think like the body's always sexualized when it doesn't have to be. It's just like it's just sort of how there's sometimes like women with. Basically when they try to breastfeed and how that's always sort of seen as sexualized, that, you know, these breasts are meant to be for men to play with, but actually they're just meant to help a baby eat.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. Like bodies serve multiple functions.
Yes.
And because we live in like such a like puritanical conservative society,
Yes.
it's like either it's covered up or it's sex time.
Yes. Yeah, there's no in between.
No.
And it's like I don't know, and especially in a performance, it can be used in such a way to power a story too.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's definitely what it was meant to be doing in this context.
Well, yeah. She used it for a lot of reasons.
She did.
But just like so brave and cool and like shocking, but not in like a negative way. Shocking in like, wow, that's a shock to the system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it shakes things up a little bit too.
For sure.
But I mean, on the flip side, Patrick, right?
Yeah.
Patrick also was heavily naked as well. You know, it wasn't just Honor sort of showing her parts. It was sort of reciprocal on both sides.
Yeah, she just went like super far.
Yep. And I guess also that's just the female body too.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like it's you know, I think because in society, like for men to be topless, fine, no issues, they can do it, whatever. But if a woman's topless without a bra, you know, how dare you show off your breasts?
Well, how dare you be sexual in public?
Yes.
Because that's what it is. You associate it with sexuality.
Yes.
I was going to say, I went to a life sculpture class a couple of years ago, and that was so incredible. Like, just like to stop and witness another human body.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know, we just take them for granted.
Yeah.
And also, I think it's so funny, like, the way you view your own body versus other people's. Like, we're taught, I think it's particularly as women, it's like we dissect our bodies and, like, microanalyze them and look for all the faults.
Yes.
But then whilst I'm looking at another person's body, like Honor in this context, all I could see was, like, wow, she's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And,
confident,
like,
or...
Confident, yeah. And
whatever
just, like,
it is.
Just, like, and her body is, like, so different.
Yes.
You know? It's like, you just, like, appreciate the differences in another person's body.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, like, that's yours. Specifically, like, seeing a body that isn't, like, cornified. I don't know, like, I see people dressing in a particular way and kind of modifying their bodies in a particular way, and it's so obvious that that's influenced by that industry. And it's so sad to me because that industry, I mean, like, firstly, there's the whole element of, like, women wanting to look as immature as possible. That's an element.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I agree.
But the thing that people don't think about is that those bodies are made for camera. It's like there are things they do specifically for camera, like to be shot, and it's not for real life. So, for example, like removing body hair, it's like, yes, it makes you look immature, but also it makes things more visible. Like the male performers also remove their body hair. People don't think about that. And one of the things that people in like the past few years particularly, have you heard about like the whole innie versus outie thing?
No.
It's basically like if you have female parts, if you basically have visible lips.
Yes.
Yeah, that is purely something that came from corn. That's only in the past like 5 years or something like that. Like I'd never even heard of this.
Yeah.
Like, who gives a shit?
Oh.
Firstly.
Actually, yeah. Oh, sorry. It just took me back to a time when I was probably in my teenage years. It wasn't to me, but it was to my friend, and I remember someone asking her that.
Oh.
And I was just sort of like, that's a weird thing to ask.
I'd never even heard of it.
No, to be honest, I like completely, obviously. Oh my God, we touched hands again.
Stop it.
I have boundaries.
Yeah.
No, I had completely forgotten about it.
There you go.
Yeah, and obviously now this is great reminder.
Bizarre.
But
then at the same time,
it's a weird thing to ask out loud.
Yeah, I guess, but also like asking a man if he's a shower or a grower.
Yeah, but also at the same time, like, you know.
There's a power imbalance.
There's a power imbalance.
It's not equal. Anyway, the innie versus outie thing. Firstly, it's never something I've ever thought about. Secondly, I can't imagine ever being insecure about that part of your body.
No.
Sorry. Like, that's designed by, like, the powers that be. The only time I can see, like, being insecure about that is, like if you experience, like, physical pain. Like, some people, like, have excess skin that they need to have removed. I understand that. Having excess skin removed for aesthetic reasons, to me, is absolutely fucking insane. And the fact that that is, like, a popular surgery, like labiaplasties are popular. People want to have their lips removed. It's crazy. Particularly because, you know, you gain them when you enter puberty and you lose them when you go into menopause, just so you know. Unless you go on hormone replacement therapy, you will lose your lips.
I now understand why it's a bit popular to have it.
Yeah.
That's depressing.
It's depressing, but also, yet again, makes things more visible. It's for camera. People are not, like... There's this, like, absence of critical thinking when it comes to corn. It's like, that's not real.
No.
It's not real.
No, I do remember watching, I think it was a director or something of corn, and he was talking about all the different positions and everything that they have to be in, and how they're not normal positions that you are in. The only reason they are the way they are or maneuvered is for camera.
Yeah.
And so the camera's trying to get going on.
Yeah, as much as possible.
Yeah, and then for some reason at the same time there was also just a regular man.
A regular man, one you find on the street.
You know, just off the street, one of those guys. Yeah, he was talking about how he felt so self-conscious and everything because of corn.
Oh.
And then it was such a juxtaposition between, there was just the regular man who was so self-conscious because of corn, and then this director saying, well, the reasons that we have the positions that we have is for camera. And it's just like the two it's like the Venn diagram. They haven't overlapped yet. You know what I mean?
No. I don't know if I've told the story on here, but I've told you before. As a kid, the first time like I discovered corn with my friends, we sent it to each other like as a joke.
Really?
Because we thought it was so funny. And so like I've always found it funny. And because it's just so over the top and ridiculous. As close to sex as Glee, the TV show, is to being in a high school.
Yep.
Like, it's just so fake. It's so fake.
Like you're saying, it is completely different corn to real life.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, people dress, people act, people modify their bodies. People go have surgery to look like this thing that is so unbelievably fake and far removed from humanity.
Like, as a society, why do you reckon that's been not necessarily encouraged, but sort of been... Normalised, yeah, that's a good word.
I think, like, people, it's just a lack of education. And I think it's, like, yet again, like, I was thinking of, like, European cinema compared to American cinema.
Yeah.
As in, like, European cinema, like, there's a variety of bodies and stuff like that, and they're used in an artistic way, and showing people without clothes is more normal. But even, like, I'm thinking of Europe, like, I'm thinking of, like, when I went to, like, bathhouses in Hungary when I was little, like, it was just women without clothes. And you see a whole host of bodies and it's just normal. It's nothing. It doesn't mean anything. Whilst that never, ever happens in Australia, really.
No, not really.
Like, even when you go to, I don't know, like, I remember going to the pool as a kid. Like, it was very rare to see a woman, like, taking her clothes off. Like, she was, like, kind of rebelling against everything if she did it. Like, most women, like, go and change in private.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I would agree.
Like, you hide your body at all times here.
Yes. Yeah, no, I would agree with that.
It's just so cursed. Where, like, when I stop to think about corn's influence on society, it's like, especially like young girls, that makes me really, really sad.
Yeah, agreed.
Really sad.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed, because I think also as adults we understand corn is completely fake and, you know, it's a performance. It's basically they're acting. But at the same time, these girls don't know, so they sort of think that that's what it's like for them.
Well, that's it. I watch a lot of content about sexuality and people getting in touch with their sexuality and rehabilitating the stuff. And a lot of women talk about how they've had to unlearn that they don't have to perform in the bedroom. And it's like, you should never have learnt that in the first place. Yeah.
Well, I guess it sort of goes back to sex education at schools.
Well, there was barely any.
Exactly.
And the thing is, like, it was so clinical.
Yeah, clinical, mechanical. It wasn't necessarily like anything about enjoyment or pleasure or having fun.
No, like, even if they talked about sex, it was very much like in this, like, very removed way. And so the only place that people learn about sex or get exposed to it is through corn. Yeah. Which is, like, not right. It's like, yet again, learning about what's it like being in high school by watching the TV show Glee. You know?
It's exactly what it is. Totally.
Equally realistic.
Absolutely is.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, corn is
you don't just start singing randomly.
Well, I was going to say, like, if corn had people breaking out in song, I would be like, that makes sense. Totally. Because that's about as real as it gets.
Yeah.
You know, like, why aren't there musical numbers in corn? You know, it's like, why not have a fucking dance number?
Because it is a performance.
It is a performance and it's over the top and crazy. So, like, why not?
You know, actually sort of going back to high school and sex and stuff, because I'm sort of thinking, obviously depending on the age and whatever of your friends and stuff, like, you still didn't really talk about it with each other. I don't know the right way to word it.
Most of my friends weren't having sex.
No, and if we did, it was usually later in school. And
also, like, but if they were, it was hiding. They were hiding it.
Yeah. Oh, because there was also the stigma that if you did have sex, then, you know, you could be seen as something negative.
For sure. And yet again, like, at a girls' school specifically, like, having sex was, like, not something to be proud of.
No, but then as you get older and you become a lot more confident, then you can start talking about it with your friends and, you know, you can exchange information and stories and, you know, you can find out a lot more, but it's still not necessarily easily or openly discussed.
I think it really, really depends on the people you're around.
Totally.
Very much depends on the people.
Totally.
It depends on you as well. Like, I remember I had friends in uni specifically who were, like, super, super open about their sexuality, which is super cool. But at the same time, like, I was very detached. Like, I was super ace. So, like, I was like, this is fucking irrelevant to me.
Now?
Yeah.
What?
How did you learn to talk about sex? Like, where did you learn that from?
I think it was exposure. Because I definitely didn't. I do remember the first time and talking about it, like, to, I think it was you and maybe another friend from school. And I think because you were very, very ace at that time, it was just sort of like, oh, okay, like, I don't talk about this stuff. Okay. You know, so then I just didn't. And then I think eventually, you know, like having other friends and them talking about it and slowly just becoming more comfortable within myself about it, then I could open up and actually talk with people. But it's still not something I would openly go like, hey guys, let's talk about sex today, yeah? You know, it's still like unfortunately, it pains me to say it, but hold myself. I feel conservative about sex and stuff.
Really?
Which is so disappointing in one way.
Oh.
I mean, it is what it is, but, you know, I would love to be a lot more liberal and comfortable with it. But I think it's just one of those things that either exposure therapy or I'm just more of a private person.
Yeah, I think you'll have to unpack that.
I possibly will.
Okay, interesting.
What about you?
I think, firstly, it was being around friends who were so comfortable talking about their sexuality.
I think that definitely helps. Because it's normalised. It's sort of like, oh, there's no stigma or there's no shyness or anything. It's just like, oh, it's just like talking about the weather.
Essentially, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because I think, like, there were friends who kind of played it up. As in, like, how to explain that? Like, they were sort of, like, ridiculous about it. And so I found that too much when I was younger. But then I had friends who just treated it like, yet again, like talking about the weather.
Yeah.
And they were totally detached. But I think the biggest difference for me has been becoming in touch with my own sexuality. Like I told you, like when I was around 30, I would say like 28 to 30, something happened. There was like a hormonal shift within me. And I was like, realized like, oh, I am a sexual person. Because up until that point, I was just pretending, honestly.
You're like, oh, this is what I should do.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, everyone else is doing it, so I should do this.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I should do it
look
too.
at me fitting in, guys.
Yeah.
Wow, love that penis. Woohoo.
Look at that penis. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
More of that, thanks.
Yeah, I love that. That's so wonderful.
Yeah. Whilst when I was 28 and 30, I was like, no, yeah, penis, definitely. And I remember going to a therapist specifically and trying... You take a minute, mate.
Oh, it's just so left field. I love it.
No worries. That's what I'm here for.
Look at that penis. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Yes, continue.
That's fine. So I remember going to a therapist and I had, like, he was gay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, I remember this one. Yes,
he was the one who did EMDR with me.
Yeah.
And he specifically, one of the first, I was, like, trying to figure out, like, firstly, where I was on the sexuality spectrum. And secondly,
I think that's another thing, to realise that there's a spectrum, too.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I think, you know, especially growing up, you're always told, like, there's either straight, gay, or whatever, but there's no real fluidity. So you sort of have to fit into a bracket.
Yeah.
And it's like if you're growing up, especially like us who have been on the asexual spectrum for, well, forever, that's also an added element.
Yeah, for sure. Well, anyway, there was that. And then also I was trying to figure out if I was ace or just traumatized.
Or both.
Or both. Probably both. I think I ended up talking to my last therapist about that as well, and she had some interesting thoughts. But back to the gay guy. One of the first things he asked me was, if you think of genitalia, like male and female, what appeals to you more? And just like the raw parts. And it was obvious. Yeah. I was like, when I think of men's parts, yes. Yeah.
That's actually a really, like, good way to think about it.
Well, that's it. It just gets down to the bare bone basics. It's like if you're presented with this in front of your face, what's a yay, what's an A?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or what are you more excited for? Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's like, I guess because like he's a gay person, he's had to unpack that within himself.
Yes.
So he was really, really great
for
unpacking this stuff with.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And then the last therapist that I saw, when I was talking to her about, I can't figure out if I'm ace or traumatized. Because it's like, so, like I am attached to my sexuality, but at the same time, like I feel like I couldn't figure out if I was suppressing it or if I just didn't have it, if it was something I had limited access to.
Sure.
And she was talking about, basically she said that like asexual people don't think about sex.
Huh.
Like, it's not part of their world.
Interesting.
And I was like, that is totally how I was when I was younger. Like, when I was presented with things in a sexual context, I either, like, laughed it off or just, like, ignored it because it just wasn't part of my world.
Yeah.
Whilst now
it's like
it
you
is
just didn't care.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was like, I just didn't think about it, didn't care about it.
Sure.
The only time it was brought up was when other people brought it up.
Yes.
That's the only time.
Otherwise you wouldn't have thought about it.
Never. Never would have thought of it.
Interesting.
Whilst now, it's something I actively have to suppress. particularly during certain times of the month. Yeah, when it's like the hormones are just like raging.
Isn't it also when you're at the gym as well? Because
after the gym. After the gym. Not when you're at the gym. When you're
No.
at the gym, you're locked in, and then when you get home, the hormones spike.
And
Afterwards.
you're like, oh, shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, then you're like, what the fuck? Yeah. I don't know how single men who go to the gym cope, actually. Because it's like, for them, their testosterone must be like through the roof.
I mean, you probably can't say this, but I presume their hand would get a very good workout.
Working on that grip strength.
Working on the grip strength.
Yeah.
Maybe try different hands. You just never know. You know, got to keep them balanced.
Ambidextrous.
Ambidextrous.
Yeah, I guess so.
Maybe. I actually don't know.
Probably. So last week you brought up the fact that I have been having more breakdowns lately.
Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily said the word breakdown, but sure.
I've been crying more lately.
Trying to put words in my mouth.
Yeah.
That you've been crying a lot more. Yes.
Yeah, well, had a fresh breakdown yesterday.
Oh, no.
Yeah, new trauma.
Oh.
Yeah, that I unearthed.
Oh, well, I mean, good in a way.
Good, but yet again, like, they just keep coming and I can't stop them.
I was going to say, because it's very, I mean, well, obviously we'll get into it, but it's very interesting that you stopped conventional talk therapy. You went and was like, I'm going to go, like, feel into my body, and now everything is coming out.
Yeah, but it's I haven't been doing much work on that, though. You say, like, I've been feeling into my body. I haven't been doing anything.
I don't know, maybe you just needed to have the, sort of the tap unlocked or something.
That's what I mean. I went to that shaman, and it's like he, like, loosened the tap.
It's now gushing.
All right, Megan. Back to corn. You know? Anyway, so yeah, yesterday I remember something from my childhood when I was like 8 or 9 years old. Mm-hmm. We had this little kitten called Vevi. Have I mentioned Vevi before?
No.
Yeah, she was this grey kitten. My cousin found her in a tree.
Oh,
We rescued her.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, she was so beautiful.
Oh, I love that.
Kind of looked like a Russian blue, if you know what they look like.
I do. Or we
Yeah.
can put up a picture.
I think she was like a year or two old, whatever. I can't really remember much because basically
Oh, no.
we suspect that she went under the house. I lived in a house that was where the boarding was on stumps and there were lots of things under the house. We suspect that she went under there and got stuck and never came out. And my mum went looking for her. She said that she could hear meowing but didn't find her. And I was like 8 or 9 and I just didn't trust my mum to get it done. And I wanted to go under the house and look for her, but I was scared. And I didn't have a torch or anything. Like, I didn't have an adequate torch. Like, they just weren't, they didn't work that well. And I was scared, like, it was dark. It was full of spiders.
There weren't phones as well that had that capability.
Yeah, but, like, basically no one found her and she starved to death or dehydrated to death. And my mum said that she could hear her meowing and crying and couldn't find her. And I just don't trust her. Like, when I was 8 or 9, I was just like, these people can't get it done. But I could. But I was, like, a child. A little kid.
God.
So that cat died. And that really fucked me up.
Mm-hmm.
That traumatized me. And I really blamed myself for a long time. And I just remember that, like, I could have saved her.
Oh.
But I was, like, literally a child. Like, I was this little kid and I was scared to go under the house. And also, like, I could have got, like, maybe she got trapped under something. Maybe I could have got trapped.
Maybe
she fell into a hole or whatever. Like,
Maybe.
I don't know. Like, maybe I would have, you know, like, got stuck there. I don't know. But, like, I couldn't rely on the grown-ups around me to help. I just felt so helpless.
Oof, that's a big one.
And I loved that cat so much. And she was just like this little innocent thing and she died because she was silly and got stuck somewhere and then no one could help her. And then I really blamed myself for that.
What? Why?
Because I thought that I could, because I was little, maybe I could have climbed in there and helped her and stuff.
Yeah.
And also, like, I just didn't trust my mum to be competent enough to look thoroughly. Like, my mum's just not, like, a careful person. She doesn't have attention to detail. She's not thorough. So, like, I wonder if she asked people for help. I wonder if she asked anyone to go have a look for her or anything. You know what I mean? Just no initiative. And so I did, like, I would have found her, but I was too scared to go underneath the house and look for her.
What was the breakdown about? What made you sort of feel?
I'm getting emotional.
Take your time.
It was I felt really sorry for the cat. Yeah, but like no one helped her, and I felt sorry for myself because no one helped me either. Like I didn't have anyone to help me.
That's a big one.
Yeah, that I couldn't rely on anyone around me. And, like, I didn't have a me to help me back then. Because it's like, I would have found the fucking cat. Don't worry about it. If your cat is missing, I'll find your cat. I'll climb it anywhere. I don't give a shit.
I mean, cut back to when B went outside that one time.
Immediately, like within 2 hours, I printed out posters. I started flyering the neighbourhood. Turns out she was like somewhere near here. She was just hiding.
Yeah. She was having a good time. She was like, "Woo, let's party!"
Yeah, my mum was like, I was like flying the neighbourhood at like 9 o'clock at night, and my mum was like, "She's back," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, you're like, "Oh, cool."
I had to go about take the flyers down.
Yeah,
I was like sticking them to electricity poles. I was like, I don't care if I get a fucking fine. I'm getting my cat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like there just wasn't a me available.
Yeah.
And I was just like, if I only had me then to help, because I was yet again like I was like, yeah, I probably could have found her, but also I was like, an 8-year-old child shouldn't be responsible for something like that, like going into this dangerous situation.
Yeah, but you still internalized and blamed yourself anyway.
For sure. Because it's like I know that I was capable.
Yeah.
But I just was scared because I was little and vulnerable.
Yes.
But now I'm big and strong. And I could totally get it fucking done.
Or you could get someone to help out. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Exactly. I was like, my uncle was a gemologist and he had like head torches. Like, why did my mum ask to borrow a fucking head torch and go underneath? You know what I mean? Like, no initiative, no drive, no problem solving skills. Yeah.
So it's almost like that cat was like an sort of a physical representation of your childhood, basically.
In some ways, yeah. Except the cat died. And cried themselves to death as well. Like, it wasn't a nice death.
No.
Horrible. Yeah. So there was that. That was like an hour yesterday.
Yep. Look, I think that one's completely fine. That
one's justified.
That one's justified. Yeah, look, I mean, give or take, I don't know. But no, that one, it's a lot because it's sort of like obviously a representation of your sort of child. Obviously, yes, you didn't die, but I mean, there was time.
Close call.
Close call. But it's still an innocent animal needing someone else and no one being there to be able to help them. That's that helpless feeling, that real.
Yeah.
You know, it's that feeling of like helplessness and how sort of like hopeless as well.
Yeah, and just like a shitty situation that like just bad timing as well.
Yeah.
Because yet again, like I wasn't a grown adult then. Mm-hmm. This is almost 30 years ago.
Yes.
Almost 3 decades, and I'm still thinking about this fucking cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, like popped up. Like I feel so bad about it. It was traumatic.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe that was a summary of my childhood. That like I was helpless and like too young to be able to look after myself, and then I didn't have anyone around me who could look after me and could help and could get things done. But I'm here now.
You are?
Yeah, but
full grown.
I wasn't then. Yeah, full grown.
I know there are moments that I have had too of like looking back at childhood issues and whatever, and just sort of think like if I had me there then, how different everything could have been.
Yeah.
Everything could have been, and obviously, yes, we are talking about a cat specifically, but in the broader context, the only thing that I can sort of take away from my situation anyway is that if I do see that situation happening to someone, I know how much of an impact that can have later on, and to be what I needed then.
Yes.
You know?
Yep.
That's real rough, mate.
But like my childhood's full of shit like that, Megan.
I know, but it's still, you know, when it comes to an animal, it's different.
So awful. I just feel so sorry for that cat. Yeah, so sorry. Like that's not how it should have gone down.
No.
And also, I feel so sorry for me as a little kid. Like fucking help the cat.
Yeah.
Go look for it. Go do a good job. Don't do a half-assed job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you weren't necessarily you as an 8-year-old. And that you would have...
The makings were there, though.
The makings, definitely. The ringtones, was there. But, you know, you wouldn't have basically talked to your mother the way you probably would have now.
No, I would have... Well, no.
Again, the makings were there.
The makings were there. The rumblings. Yeah.
The rumblings.
Yeah, just a few years out from, like, using every swear word I could possibly think of.
Really?
Oh, for sure.
When did that start?
In my mid-teens.
Nice.
I think, like I told you, like, when I got back from Canada.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for you, though.
Good for her. Good for me, bad for her.
Yeah, terrible for her.
Terrible for her to be, like, called every name under the sun by your child. But then at the same time, like, if you call me that stuff, then I'll go above and beyond.
I mean, you know, and also you're saying to a kid, so...
Yeah, exactly. Maybe don't treat a child like that. How about that? Maybe learn how to regulate your emotions.
Before you have children.
Yeah, before. During.
Or know how to repair it afterwards.
Yeah.
Again, try not to do in the first place. preferred option.
Try not to do it.
Just want to point that out. Because, you know, we all have our days and we all have our moments, but it's still try to avoid it in the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, that's a light spin on it.
Yeah.
And on that note, so one of the things you asked me last week...
A lot of things are being brought up this week, okay. Uh-oh.
But just on, because it latches on.
Sure.
So you asked me, like, I brought up how I was really surprised that Pentacles like these, like, weird shit about me.
Sure. Oh, the tarot card stuff.
The tarot stuff and the witchy stuff.
Oh,
like, all
yeah,
of that.
about the mirroring and being seen and stuff.
And you were like, what were you presented with as a child? Like, you know, like you were told that you had to be perfect.
Yes.
Essentially.
Yeah.
And what did I get? I said that there was no childhood trauma. That was wrong. I just kind of, like, didn't think of it in the moment.
Sure.
I kind of needed some time to process.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so the messaging that I got as a child was that there were acceptable parts of me and there were not acceptable parts of me. Yeah, so, like, my parents are both very sciencey. Mm-hmm. So the fact that, like, I showed an aptitude for science from a young age, even though I didn't necessarily enjoy it, I was just good at it.
Yeah.
They really encouraged that.
Yes. So your creative side wasn't?
No, my creative side was absolutely dismissed and discouraged at every turn. Wow. Yeah, they really tried to shut that down.
What did they do or not do?
Well, they didn't get me lessons. Firstly, like I asked repeatedly.
That's right, yeah, because I remember in high school, like, you wanted to be a singer and...
Yeah, and I asked... Well, I think I got, like, one term of classical lessons.
Wow.
Irrelevant.
Well,
like, I don't want to be an opera singer. So,
no.
Yeah, no.
I like how that's the only acceptable form of singing to your parents is opera.
Don't get me started again. Okay. I eventually got guitar lessons.
Woo!
But then I think I had them for, like, a year.
Yep.
So that was good.
Yeah, that was good.
Like, it doesn't matter though. Like, the whole point was, like, it was very much, like, told that it's a hobby.
Yes.
Like, this can be a part of your life, but it can't be your life.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched the podcast before, I went and did a degree in jazz. So it was very much like music was my life.
Yes.
For a big chunk of it.
Yes.
Like, that's who I was.
Very enjoyable part.
A very enjoyable part, but, like, also, like, who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, like...
I would agree.
Now I'm kind of willing to put that to the side because I realised I didn't like the industry part of it. Like, I love being creative and artsy.
Yes.
But I don't love the industry.
That's fair. I haven't been in the industry, but I've heard.
Yeah.
It's not easy. It's not an easy industry to go in.
No, it's not nearly as fun as you would think it is.
No. And it's so unfortunate because, you know, you go into it thinking like, I want to make music and I want to sort of spread that around and, you know, make people happy or whatever impact you want to have. And then realize, it's basically just a business with a hint of music.
The music portion is like less than 10% of it.
Yes.
It's 90% marketing.
Yes.
90% bullshit.
Yes.
But anyway, so back to my parents though.
Sure.
So my parents just like completely ignored and disrupted that part of my life and just like didn't, because they're not creative. Like, they're both people who appreciate the arts, but they're not artists themselves.
Yeah.
So
I guess they just didn't know how to foster it.
No, they didn't know how to foster it, and they didn't get that, like, I'm not someone who enjoys art. Like, I am an artist.
Yes,
Like, I make things. And even now, like, everything I do is creative. It's a creative process.
It's almost like you can appreciate the science, but you're just not a scientist.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Precisely.
Sort of like...
The inverse.
Yeah.
A few episodes ago, I mentioned how, like, I would get books on, like, finance and also witchcraft. Like, my parents were with me when I went to the library, and I went to the, like, the spiritual section, and I got, like, witchy books.
Love that.
And I got, like, finance books from the finance section.
I mean, if anything, that sums you up so well.
It does, but it's like, that's what I mean. Like, the finance part was acceptable.
Yes.
They got me a fax machine. They encouraged that part. You know, they fostered that part.
That story will never not be funny.
It's, like, unique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That part was okay. The witchy part, totally ignored.
Yeah.
Totally ignored. Like, pretended it didn't exist.
Yes.
So that's what I mean. Like, it really shocked me when, like, Pentacles... Because I actually thought about it. He brought it up several times.
And also, like, he's sort of more sciencey himself.
Yeah. And so I guess, like, that was a special part of me to him. But just the fact that he liked that. Because I guess I'm used to, like, that in women. Women, I think, are generally, like, more accepting and, like, encouraging of that part.
Yep, I would agree.
Or,
I would
like,
agree.
they're like, oh, I'll have a tarot reading.
Yeah.
You know, something like that.
You're more open, for sure.
For more open. Men generally I find more dismissive.
Yep.
More dismissive and yet again ignore.
Yep.
Ignore or actually can sometimes be insulting and talk about how, like, especially like astrology and stuff, they'll like write that off and be like, that's stupid, it's all made up, blah, blah, blah. And Pentacles wasn't like that at all. Like, he was like encouraging and open and like happy about it. And it's like, that's something that he liked about me. And that was like really shocking to me, a huge shock to the system.
That's probably why you had to sort of take a good long minute to really feel into it, or for whatever feelings were coming up.
Well, yeah. Yeah, you were taught that you have to be perfect to be loved.
Yes.
And I was taught that I had to suppress this part of me to be loved.
Like a very crucial part of you.
I don't know if about crucial. It is just a part of me.
Yeah.
Like, as in, like, I have to, like, not ignore or pretend or hide this part of me. I can just, like, it can be accepted. Yeah.
Interesting.
And so that was a huge shock to me. It's like, oh, wow, this is totally going against all of the messaging I've received my entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's sort of, you know, what he said was something sort of so simple.
Yeah.
But it was such a profound impact that it just sort of like, it sort of flipped the narrative in your head of like, oh, this person, maybe logical, maybe a bit more scientific minded, really appreciates this creative, witchy part of me that has always been suppressed.
I guess so. I think that specific example, like why it hit me so hard, it's not that even like he was encouraging and positive when we were in person, it was fine.
Yeah.
Like that was totally fine. It's the fact that he remembered.
Yes.
And like sent it to me.
Yes.
And it was like, oh, this, like he's been thinking about it.
Yes.
Like it was something that like stayed with him.
Yes.
It's not something that like just happened in the moment and he like dismissed it.
Yes.
It's something that he actually like liked and like remembered. It's like, oh, this is special to me and that is special to you.
Yeah. So
that thing about me is special to you. That was like, that hit me so hard. It's like, that's something like my parents would never have done. No one I've ever known has done that. Aww. Ever. So like, that's why like that was like so profound and like hit me in such like a deep, meaningful way.
That's so wonderful though.
It is.
Okay.
No, I mean like it is, but it's like.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like it.
No, no, I guess like it is, but it's like because the relationship ended.
Yeah.
It's like it's not. I can't think of it in like a positive way because it's like it's gone.
Yeah.
You know.
But I mean, but like it wasn't ended because of it, or.
No. I guess like maybe I can find it again.
Maybe.
You know. As in like it shows that it's like, oh hey, there are people who could be into that.
Totally.
Who can accept you like fully.
Yes.
You know, for like yeah. Accept you like as you are.
Yeah, you sort of presented yourself fully and someone saw that and was like, yeah, cool, I like it.
Yeah, and actually like took note of it.
all of it.
All of it. Like took note of like, oh, this is all of you.
Yes.
That's so rare.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's probably things in people that you might be like, okay, well, that's not necessarily my favourite, but they still love it because it makes you and makes you whole. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's like, he liked it.
Yeah.
I think like even in friendships, like there's probably parts of you that I probably don't talk about.
I thought you were going to say don't like it. I'm like, okay.
No, don't like it. But it's like there's things that like I don't encourage or whatever like that because it's like it's so rare. Like even in relationships, like even close friendships and stuff like that you encourage like a whole part of someone. Yeah. Or like you notice the special parts and stuff like that. Things like that. So it's like it was just, I don't know, stars aligning kind of thing. Yeah, very, very odd and like profound. Hit me in a profound way. So that's what I wanted to talk about. Like that's the messaging that I received as a child. Like
I love that,
like
though.
this part of you is okay and this part is something that you hide away.
Yeah.
It's like it's there. It's okay that it's there, but you hide it.
Not to excuse them at all, but I'm very intrigued to sort of understand from your parents' perspective. Was it because they just didn't know how to foster that creativity, or because they weren't creative, they couldn't? Or was it just literally that we don't like that creative part, hide it away, stop it?
I think it's incompetence.
Okay.
It's incompetence and they're like not realizing like how much of me is that?
Yes.
So it's like, oh, you're telling me to shut down part of my identity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. Oh yeah. No, I'm hearing you.
Yeah, like I don't think it was intentional, but they don't like it was just like incompetence
it
and
sort
like
of doesn't matter though, really.
No.
It's just even if they are incompetent, become competent, find a way, you know. And I think it's one of those things that as I've gotten older, it's just sort of like, you know, no parent is perfect and no kid is perfect, but at the same time, it's one of those things where like find a way or figure it out. Figure it out because it's sort of like the kids, you know, you like your parents sort of may not necessarily have intentionally meant to be like, okay, well, we're going to suppress this part. But as a kid, you take these things on subconsciously and sort of, you know, you have it in your head and you sort of have a bit of a narrative in your mind. Not necessarily about you, just myself or whatever. Yeah. And so it's just sort of one of those things where it's like you have to look back and go like, oh, okay, well, if they had done this, then I would have been completely different. Or I wouldn't have taken it as personally or whatever the situation may be. Yeah. Like, you know, so it's just like figure it out, you know.
Figure it out because that's the thing. Like I think so many people who like become parents project so much onto their kids.
Yes.
And
100%.
you just have to accept your kids as they are.
100%.
And just encourage them as they are. Because I was thinking, like, I'm talking about witchiness and spirituality. What if your kid's, like, really sporty?
Yeah.
And you stick them into, like, a room and make them play violin for 5 hours a day?
Yes.
It's like, your kid's sporty.
Yes.
They don't want to play violin.
Yeah.
It's like, you just have to let them be who they are.
And I sometimes think parents, like, they hope that, oh, my kid will also be sporty like me, but maybe they're not going to be like that. But it's like, it's just sort of take away all your expectations from the kid and just let them be them.
Yes.
And let them encourage what they are driven by, inspired by, whatever it is, be it something creative, be it something sciencey, be it sporty, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just, like, encourage that. Because, like, even, I mean, granted, I don't have my own kids, but I've seen my nieces and nephews, and I see, like, one of them is really creative, and she loves when I do my woodworking stuff, and she loves to help me. So I'm sort of like, okay, well, how can I foster that? How can I get things?
Yeah.
So I got her for a birthday, I got her, like, a rock painting thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, you know, it's something small, but it's something that they realize, like, oh, there's a person that recognizes that I love this thing and wants to foster and sort of help develop that part.
I was thinking about, like, my cat, like, that whole thing.
Yeah.
That stayed with me. It's like kids are just small adults.
Yes.
It's like they're just pre-adults.
Yeah.
It's like that personality, that who they are, that's already fully formed when you get to Earth, I reckon.
Totally.
Like, when you're here, you are who you are.
Yeah. And I mean, yours was
Oh,
done
pretty
and
much set. Yeah.
Like, I don't think you've really changed all that much, to be honest. If anything,
Neither
you've
do
just
I.
gotten taller.
I think I've become more myself.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause that's the thing, like, you come here as you are.
Yeah.
And then you're taught all this bullshit. And
Yes.
you're taught to, like, cover
And then
up
there's a
this,
whole
and
bunch of
there's-
unlearning.
Especially, I think, like, your 30s and beyond, it's just you unlearning all of the bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, all
I
of the
do
people
love-
distorting it.
do love that, though, but I don't like the fact that we've had to unlearn so much.
That's it. So I think,
Yeah.
like, the best parents are people who just encourage their kids to be who they are.
Yes.
And just, like, you say foster, but it's just, like, notice things about your child, like, notice these traits, and just let them be.
Yeah.
Like, encourage them, support them however you can, because it's like, that's
Yeah.
who they are. That's not going to change.
Yeah.
In 30 years' time, they're still going to be that same person. Mm-hmm. And they're going to remember, like, if you helped or you harmed.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, which side do you want to be on?
That's it.
Like a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about, like, pivoting. You know, if you've sort of gone like, oh, I like this path. Actually, no, I want to go down this way.
Yeah.
I think that's another thing, that if a kid sort of decides like, oh, actually, no, I don't want to be sporty. I don't like this one. I want to go
Yeah.
over here instead. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You know, just sort of say, like, that's fine. You can do those things.
Yeah, you were talking about how you're in an in-between phase of life.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, just because I've noticed a lot of people in my life, lovely as it is, I just want to preface this part, but yeah, it's lovely that a lot of people have either they're pregnant and they're going to be having babies soon, or they're engaged and getting married, or, you know, big life milestones, changing jobs,
Yeah.
whatever it may be. And that's so wonderful. I'm so glad that a lot of people are sort of starting and, you know, having this new chapter, and, like, that's great. But yeah, like, I've just sort of realised that I am in that in-between. I've sort of left a part of my old life, or my old self, I guess, sort of that unhealed self. I've sort of become a new person. I feel like I've become a new person, and that's wonderful. But I haven't fully stepped into that new life, of that new chapter, of that new career, or that new... Oh, I was going to say baby, that's not... It's not happening. Like a partner or something like that. It hasn't fully happened yet. I feel like it's coming, but I feel like that's been happening for like a little while. And I sort of it's that weird in-between phase, sort of not being able to fully let go, but then also not really being able to fully step forward. And I'm trying to, like, make decisions and go places and do things, but they're just not fitting. And I just sort of think, okay, well, there must be something in a spiritual element that I just have to sort of accept that maybe I'm just meant to rest for now. I'm just sort of meant to be in that sort of in between for a reason. Maybe the things aren't lined up yet, maybe, but I don't know. I don't know necessarily what sort of the point of discussing it was, but it just, it's therapy. But, you know, I just sort of wonder if other people have had that experience of
People
that.
definitely have.
Yeah, because it just, I don't know, I just sort of feel like everyone else has sort of got something. You know, they're doing something. I guess I've got the podcast. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is very much an in-between phase as well, though, for the podcast. I know what you mean. And I think I'm in a similar situation as well.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a transitional period. I think specifically when it comes to my career.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really like, where to from here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's sort of, in one ways, it's kind of nice because we're sort of the first of, like, a generation that we haven't necessarily had to have, like, a husband or anything to sort of rely on necessarily financially. You know, like I know for my parents and my aunt's era that, you know, they weren't able to get loans and stuff without having either a father or a partner present. And as soon as they got pregnant, out of the workforce you go. You know, it's one of those things we've got a lot more rights and a lot more available to us, which is so, so great. I love that. But at the same time, it's sort of in a way we're sort of forging our own path and we're sort of making this, you know, there's no sort of predetermined path that we have to go down.
Well, there is a predetermined path, but you're very...
We're bucking the trend of that one, you know?
Yeah. So, because I mean, like, the things that you're naming, that these life stages, they're incredibly conventional.
Yes. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like, my life is not incredibly conventional. And I love that. It's great.
So then what's your beef?
Well, I'm just sort of like, it just sort of, on the flip side of it, then there's no real path. But then in sort of one say that's like, that's also really cool because you get to make it up yourself. But then sometimes it's just sort of be nice to be able to be like, oh, okay, there's someone else who's sort of gone this path and there's sort of, you know, these are sort of things that they've done. I guess just not knowing. And I sort of feel like I've sort of been in that. I've tried to sort of make a decision about where to go, but like I just don't know. I think there's just an element where I'm just supposed to not know for a reason, for something.
Yeah.
Which is so hard to be okay to be in because I want to know. Yeah. It's almost like that element of control. I want to be able to sort of, you know, because I know as soon as the right opportunity comes along, I'll be like, right, let's go forward and go prosper.
Yeah, but like you say control, but I think it's also about hope. It's like, how do you have hope when you don't have any evidence?
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Like our human brains are so programmed to look for, I don't know, clues or something like that. So it's like when you have nothing in front of you, it's like, well, how am I supposed to be hopeful if there's nothing to be hopeful for?
Yeah. Oh my God, totally. Yeah. It's like that hope that, like, I know this is what I want to do and, like, there's these positive signs and it's, like, hopeful and blah, blah, blah. You're like, cool, we'll go this way. But I just
nothing.
Nothing. And it's not, it's not sad or anything. It's just sort of like that in-between of I was going to say hopelessness, but that's not right. But that sort of feeling of, like, there's just no hope. That sounds really sad. I don't mean it like that at all.
But it's like you're not being given any reasons to hope. So it's like if you need hope, you have to look internally.
Yeah.
Like you have to make it yourself because nothing around you is giving you anything.
Yes, and I think maybe that's part of what I'm supposed to be doing at the moment. Just really like trusting in myself or looking internally for that sense of hope that like everything will work out, that everything will be all right, that direction will come or whatever.
Or whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I've seen a lot of content lately about type B personalities.
Sure.
Do you know about type B?
Because type A are the ones who sort of like get shit done, right?
Yeah.
And then type B are the ones who are like, let type A do all the shit.
Type B is kind of like irresponsible, messy, all over the place. Like they're the kind of people who just like I see these videos. I think it's like Rico Taquito, possibly Rico, whatever his name is.
Sure.
And he'll like be like dancing and I'll turn around and he'll be like, I haven't seen my phone in 2 hours. Like she's dancing, you know,
having a great time.
Yeah. And like I saw this guy talking about how he like actually was like filming it live. Like his husband had a flight in 2 hours, and he was like having a shower. He was like, he hasn't packed anything yet. His flight is in 2 hours.
Nope, I'm definitely not type B then.
So this guy was not panicked. He was like, I'll make the flight. It'll be fine.
Wow.
Yeah, and he did.
To be honest,
and he did.
I kind of would love to be in that sort of, that realm of...
Delusion.
I was going to say delusion, but I don't know if that's right. But yeah, to just sort of like, everything's going to work out.
But that's it. Those people, a lot of the time it does work out.
So maybe are you saying I should be a little bit more type B?
But that's it. I think maybe all of us need to be more type B. I think like this guy is very type A and his husband is very type B. But like it was originally a long distance relationship and they lived hours away from each other. And the type A guy was like, well, I can't move to see you. And he was like, it'll work out.
Wow.
And it did.
Obviously did.
It did. The type A guy ended up moving like a year later or whatever. Like they figured it out. He was like, there's a medical school. He was a doctor and he applied for a medical school around the corner from him.
The type B one?
The type B one.
Oh.
Yeah, he was
He's
like...
a doctor?
Yeah, he's a doctor.
Okay.
And there was a medical school around the corner from where this guy lived. And he was like, it's really hard to get into. And he was like, it'll be fine. And he did. He got in. It was fine.
You know what? What I'm hearing is that I've got to live with more delusion in my life, obviously.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I think so. Like, I think type A or whatever, a lot of anxious people are so attached to reality and you're constantly, like, searching for clues, searching for evidence. You're like, I need something because I can't just, like... Because you almost have, like, a pessimistic default. That you expect things to go poorly.
You know, actually... Yeah, sorry. While you've been talking, I've just been thinking that, like, I think naturally I'm probably more a type B, but... throughout life I've had to become more of a type A. which I don't think is sort of a natural state for me to be in, because I feel like in my spirituality I'm sort of like, well, things will work out. And I say that to people all the time, like, you know, it's like everything will be okay. Everything's going to work out. You just have to go through whatever you have to go through. So, but it's like, why can't I just sort of give that to myself? And I sort of like, have I taken on other people's, I don't know, way of thinking, point of view?
Probably. I think just I'm thinking of your parents, like, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess you have to assess, because for me, I'm very much type A internally.
Yep.
I'm very much type A. So, like, me, like, pretending
100%.
to be a type B.
Oh,
that's a facade.
no. Well, okay, well, if you're definitely type A, then I'm definitely type B. Because we're always, like, polar opposites on everything. So it just seems to be...
I just mean, like, I'm a very evidence-based person.
Yes.
I'm not a faith-based person.
No,
so maybe you are. I don't know.
think so.
But then at the same time, you're someone who's highly anxious.
Yeah, but I just sort of wonder, like, I feel like the anxiety's been sort of not forced on, but sort of...
Is that a trauma response?
Yeah, just a trauma response where I've sort of absorbed it.
I don't know. Because that's what I mean. Like, I'm trying to loosen the reins a bit. I am.
Wow.
I mean, that's part of, like, the whole emotional journey, like, the whole thing. It's like I need to be...
No, that's great. That's wonderful.
I mean, specifically for me, like, I'm trying to heal my illness. And the problem with my illness is that, like, it has really, really severe consequences.
Yes.
And the thing is, like, I can't ignore those. Like, I can't be delusional about that.
No.
But I have to... But the thing is, like, being anxious about it just makes it worse.
Yeah, so you have to find that balance.
I was looking at my birth chart the other day. It's fucked. It's very much like finding balance. Like, I'm a Virgo South Node, Pisces North Node, which is Virgo is, like, anxious type A. Like that. And you're a Virgo South Node as well, and Pisces North Node. So, like, our last life, we mastered the anxious type A. Blah, blah, blah.
Great.
And I've still got a lot of that in my chart. This is the thing. Half this, half that. My chart is like half type A, half type B. I've got to I've got to find a balance. I've got to loosen the reins, and my natural setting is type A. So I've got to find a way to be that. So, like, you're saying that you're more type B naturally, and you've been conditioned to be type A.
Yeah.
And you've almost, I don't know, like, let it impair your access to yourself.
Yeah.
Like, your true nature.
Yeah. I think this is just something I've sort of been going through in the last little while. Like, a lot of the unlearning, how we sort of mentioned before, of how my life should be and how it, like, the time frame. And whenever people sort of say, like, oh, what are you doing? What are you this? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm just sort of, like, going with the flow and whatever. And I sort of realized people are like, whoa, what do you mean going with the flow? Like, don't know. Like, what do you mean you don't have answers? And it's sort of like I've subconsciously taken that on board to sort of think, like, oh, I should have answers. I should know what I'm doing. But it's just sort of like, maybe I'm just not meant to. And maybe that's okay. And don't take on other people's stuff.
Taking other people's stuff on, I'll leave that aside for 1 second.
Okay.
Because I think I've been getting into, or I'm trying to get into, more manifestation content.
Ooh.
I think a lot of manifestation stuff is self-work, is nervous system regulation, is healing. A lot of it is just working through, like, your own trauma, you know? Yeah, like, it's about, like, working through your own belief systems and stuff like that. Just believing that, like, good things are possible.
Yeah.
And
God,
focusing on them. Like, I saw this really good video this morning that was talking about how, like, there's so much going on in the world that your human brain can only take in a small percentage, and we have a natural tendency to focus on the negative. It's a survival skill, but the thing is that you can actively choose to rehabilitate that.
Yeah.
So, like, I saw this video today that this guy was talking about his friend was looking for parking, and there was this woman who was disabled, like, had an obvious limp, and was heading towards her car, and he went and parked unknowingly next to her car, and she had difficulty getting in and was, like, swearing at him and stuff like that, because her perspective was, like, she's constantly being victimized as a disabled person.
Yeah.
And he didn't know,
unfortunately, it's probably true.
Probably. But at the same time, like, that's what she seeks out.
Yeah.
So her friend, like, that guy's friend, just parked there, had no idea, like, didn't do anything, and, like, he unknowingly reinforced those beliefs to her.
Yes.
Because she had difficulty getting in a car because he had, like, parked in the spot.
Close. Yeah. Yes. No,
you know?
I totally.
The universe gives you back what you believe in,
yes,
but also you focus on that stuff,
yes,
you know?
Yeah, and a lot of it is subconscious as well, because a lot of it you don't necessarily realise until either someone has, like, picked up on it or you've picked up on it or something like that. But yeah, that's something that I have been working on a lot, just realising that like, I am worthy of good things. And I know how simple that sounds, but when you're used to receiving the opposite or being told the opposite, sort of, then, like, being told that, like, these good things are coming, you're like, I don't know. Like, there's got to be a catch, or, you know, there's got to be something that comes along with it that may not necessarily be, I guess, positive, quote unquote.
No, and also, like you say that it's simple. These are really, really deep-rooted beliefs. It's like on a fundamental level.
Yeah, it sounds simple.
It sounds simple on the surface, but I think particularly like we both have like traumatic backgrounds.
Yep.
It's like believing that good things are coming.
Yeah.
Believing that you can trust people, that they're safe, that they're not going to hurt you. That's really, really hard.
Totally.
It's like when you've had like unlimited evidence to the contrary.
Yes.
Like trying to warp your brain into thinking like, oh, hey, actually, like that's the past. This is now.
Yeah.
That's so hard.
Totally.
Like just as a human, like our brains are just so difficult to mold.
Well, I know for growing up, if something good did happen, it was usually surrounded by a lot of sort of bad stuff. Could not give you any examples exactly, but just sort of like I knew that if I got a gift from someone, then, you know, the next day they might be just completely horrible towards me. So there was just one of those...
That's awful.
I know. I'm well aware. So it's just one of those things. I've just sort of developed that, or subconscious belief. I'm trying to unlearn it. But just sort of going like, oh, if people do something nice, it's usually followed up by something awful, or something bad is going to happen, or, you know, thankfully I'm sort of well past that, but it's still that initial thought still comes in. I have to sort of almost like actively work against my brain and just be like, no. Like that was then.
You're right now. It's like you have to actively work against your brain. Like these like deep-rooted like paths in your brain, these trenches in your brain. You're trying to rewire them, and neuroplasticity is a thing. But it's a slow and difficult process.
Especially when you're older too. You know.
They're deep-rooted. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You say older, but like I think like once your brain is like set at 25. Yeah. It's like anything, even before that, but beyond that, it's really tricky. It's like a constant process. It's like your life's work to rewire these networks.
And you have to actively choose it every single time.
Yeah.
Because if you let it go once, you can sort of let it go again and again. But you have to, and it's tiring. It's very tiring to constantly try to like check yourself, get your brain back onto the right frame of mind.
It's easier to just remain the same.
It is. Oh God, it is. But I mean, it's incredibly vital that you do continually change and question your own sort of narrative, but at the same time it can be very, very tiring.
It is, but that's the thing, like every time you choose differently, you're changing and then you're reinforcing that pathway.
Yeah, it's like what you aren't changing, you're choosing. It's worthwhile, and I'm happy to do it and I want to do it, but at the same time I just think sometimes like, brain, can you not?
I think maybe like this is like a astrological thing. Like I wonder if it's harder for you because you have those Taurus placements. You have a lot of Earth placements and they're very like heavy and it's like they're stuck,
stubborn,
stubborn. You know, like slow moving, but at the same time, like, you know, positive in other ways.
Yeah,
but
totally.
When it has negative traits, they're like really, really super glued in there.
Yeah, so sort of, you know,
less malleable.
It could take a month or two for some people, and for me, it can take like
6 years, say.
Give or take. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. So it's just
yeah, that's tricky. At the same time, like with addiction, for example, I see a lot of people talking about addiction just because addiction is something that's so relevant to people's lives generally.
Yeah.
That every time you choose differently, you're breaking those neural pathways.
Yes.
Every time you make a different choice. And the thing is, like, for example, this year you gave up Coke.
Yeah. Coca-Cola.
The drink.
Actually, it was last year.
Last year.
Yeah. It's probably been about a year, actually.
A year clean. A year sober.
A year sober, my God.
But I mean, that was like a lifelong habit.
Yeah, 30-year habit, yeah.
Yeah. And you broke that.
I did. And funnily enough, actually, it's rare that I'll have moments where I actually want to have some.
Okay.
So I think that's pretty cool.
That is good. I mean, those impulses will be there forever.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But at the same time, like, you don't give in to them.
No.
And you rarely get them.
Yeah.
So you can take that logic and apply it to the negative thought patterns. You can take it with everything. It's like if you can break that, you can break all of them. Because that was like a physical dependency as well.
Yep.
I think the only thing that's a bit difficult is that it's, I think, maybe a little bit easier to remove something that's external to you.
Yeah.
Versus something internal. That's tricky.
Especially if it's your brain specifically.
Yeah.
You know.
That's
like
tough.
Coke was just a physical representation for my brain.
A physical representation, but it's also something like you can not buy Coke.
Yeah.
But not thinking your thoughts. What did I do in my hair?
Oh no.
Oops. Oh, well, so like it's possible. Yeah. But I'm like in a similar state as well. But for me, I think I don't know like how yours will shake out, like how much type A, like what your percentage will be versus type B. For me, like I think at most it could be 50%.
Yep.
Because the thing is like me being type A is a big part of me. It's firstly my default setting, and secondly, it's helped me in so many ways. Like, for example, this podcast exists because I'm type A. Every week, like that's
100%.
what the type A part of me is what gets this done.
Absolutely.
I can't rely on
Type
the
A is what gets it out.
That's right. Like type A being organised, like working with deadlines, being like, I need to sit down and edit. Doesn't matter how much I just want to lie in bed and go to sleep. I have to like get this done. That's the type A part of me.
Absolutely.
It's not the type B part of me being like, no, it'll be fine. Like,
we'll edit it whenever.
People don't care if it's on time.
No.
You know? What I was going to say about manifestation though is like I really need to be in the right mindset for that. Like I can't consume that content a lot. I can't think about it all the time. I need to just like carry on with my life.
Yeah.
And that's something like I have time now. I have the space to kind of like relax and contemplate this like other part of me.
Yeah. I'm just sort of thinking, because there was a video that I watched. She was basically saying like, you can say all these things, but if you don't necessarily believe it within yourself, you're not going to be manifesting it. You say, I want love, I want money, but your internal belief is that I'm not worthy of money, I'm not worthy of love, I'm not worthy of whatever it is.
I guess so. I don't know why, like, I just think it's so capitalistic to be, like, valuing everything all the time.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. Like, why are you questioning your worth?
Oh, well, I'm just sort of saying about me. I don't know if
No,
that was what they're saying.
that video, it's like the fact that it's like, oh, I'm worthy of love. It's like, why do you have to earn or be worth love? It's like, why is something that you have to qualify for?
Yeah, why can't you just exist and get love?
That's it. It's like, why is love something that like you need to like be tested for?
Sure.
Even though it's like meant to be like a positive framing, it's like the underpinning is capitalism and individualism.
Your two favourites.
And like I think even something you said earlier, which I didn't kind of pick up on because I was kind of just taking the full context.
Sure.
You were saying I'm not worthy of love or something like that. I can't remember what you said. Like it was like an underpinning belief, like, but it's like negative core belief.
Sure.
But it's like, why are you yet again like it's not a competition?
Yeah.
It's not something you have to earn.
Yeah.
It's like you don't need value to deserve love.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like I'm getting you. Like I totally understand.
So I hate all of that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
The worth part for me comes in because that's just what was sort of taught to me as a kid.
Yeah.
That, you know, you have to do A to be worthy of B, you know? And so that's just like a subconscious thought pattern that's in my mind that I've had to unlearn a lot lately, that like I don't have to do anything to earn and be worthy of. Like I can just exist. And
I just mean like there are people who love inanimate objects.
yeah.
And it's like, did the inanimate object earn love?
Because I had a big bird and apparently I found it in the store and did not want to give it up.
Anyway, so yeah, that's what I mean. Like, but you love that big bird, and that what did that big bird do? Nothing. Fuck all. It was
Nothing.
loved.
It was just existing. It was
That's
just
it.
there. No.
At the same time, like maintaining relationships and stuff, that's a whole other thing. It's like you can't just like, you know, coast.
No. No.
Yeah.
You have to put effort and energy into.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, being worthy of good things happening to you. What are you worth bad things happening to you? Like, did you earn that? Did you earn all the bad things that happened to you?
Honestly, that's a really good point.
When it comes to that stuff, I think like when you're changing your thought pattern, I think you need to go back to the root. And that's what I find with a lot of that stuff. Like I can't dive too deeply into manifestation content a lot because even though it's positive, it's still a lot of work.
Yes.
It's like I have to dive deep. It's like I have to question like, why do I think that?
Yes.
Why do I believe that?
I have to challenge all my ingrained thought patterns.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if you're not mentally 100% or, you know, you're not necessarily feeling the best, it's hard to do that because you're like, I'm just trying to exist. Stop making me, like, think, you know?
Stop making me analyse fucking
everything. Yep.
Everything.
Yeah.
But you have to.
Yeah, you do.
That's it. Because it's like, why do you think that? Why do you believe that? Who taught you that?
Yeah.
And how did they learn it?
Yes.
Where did it come from?
Yes.
And why?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's real type A of you.
Yeah.
I like it, though.
Yeah, I suppose. I'm like, I've got to figure it out. I need to know.
Yeah.
But, like, I think there's hope.
Yeah.
In conclusion. Even if you have no evidence to believe that there is hope, there is hope. There is always hope.
There's always hope.
So we got a comment on YouTube. Shout out Cleo, welcome aboard.
Hello, welcome.
And said, I try to work on myself as much as possible. Self-reflection awareness helps me massively. I'm spontaneous and curious and that shit gets me in trouble. I do what I can to work out how to break my stupid cycles. Not an easy feat. And I got to say, it's a breath of fresh air hearing you both discuss your own awareness and observing your own ways and workings. It feels like an open therapy session where your chatting is so honest. I keep finding myself nodding in agreement and saying shit like, right on, gals.
That's nice to hear. That's really
so
nice to hear.
So thank you so much. I really we appreciate that comment.
I want to read that later too, by the way. No, that's really nice. That's really sweet. Thank you, Cleo.
Yeah, thank you. And also said that like they were going back and watching our videos and stuff. And that's one of the great things about like we've had like a bunch of people discover the podcast now. And it's like luckily we've been doing this for like 8 months, 9 months.
Yeah,
So
we've got to go back up.
And we've missed I think we missed 1 week.
Yes.
So we've got a whole bank of episodes. So feel free to go back.
She never brings it up at all.
What? I don't. But I think we missed genuinely 1 week in the entire time we've been doing the podcast.
Yeah, and that was because you were
unwell.
Yes.
I was unwell.
Yes.
So.
Which, fair enough.
Yeah, we have a bunch of episodes banked, so please feel free to go back through them. You'll learn so much of our lore. You'll get so much backstory, because it's you're just coming in blind. You have no idea why we're fucked up, how we're fucked up, what's the context. We're giving you advice, we're saying things. And that's the other thing. When we had a friend request, an advice column.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you have questions, if you want advice, feel free to send them through.
Please.
But I think otherwise we'll just go on Reddit and we might go to am I an asshole or whatever, or people asking for advice. There's a bunch of gold on Reddit.
Yeah, it's honestly that would be real fun because I wouldn't have to divulge my innermost thoughts, so that'll be a nice reprieve for a week. But at the same time, it'd be cool to hear other people's dilemmas.
Yeah. Okay, maybe next week.
Yeah,
Let's
maybe.
do that.
Yeah,
Reddit
cool.
episode next week.
We can have a break. We can have a week off.
Week off. Unless anything big happens in the next week.
I mean, maybe. Won't say no. Open to positive changes.
Get back to you.
Get back to you.
Yeah.
No, that's a really nice comment. I like that.
That was really nice.
I've heard, actually, I was even talking to someone today and had mentioned how, obviously do a podcast with you and stuff.
Yeah.
And she was saying she specifically loves the types of podcasts where it's just two friends just basically chatting. I was like, perfect. You'll love this one then.
That's what it is.
Yeah, because she loves that element of sort of feeling like you're coming into a friend group and sort of just chatting with your friends, that type of element.
Yeah.
I thought, perfect.
That's what it is.
That's us. That's what we do.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks for joining us. And if you haven't followed or subscribed or liked this episode or whatever, please do all the above.
Yeah.
We're almost up to 50 followers on Spotify.
Insane.
Could use every one that we can get. Could use every 5-star review we can get. Can use every comment that we can get. All engagement is welcome and appreciated.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for being here.
If it's not, she'll delete and block you.
So watch what you say. Okay, bye. Miss you. Love you.